give you a little tummy update. See, oh, getting very big now. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. You're with Nicole, and if you're new here, I share lots of delicious home style recipes and baking tips and tricks. I am also pregnant with twins, so I am sharing my twin pregnancy journey. This video is about my little twinnies here. So I literally started the third trimester with a bang, literally a bang, and had a bit of a hospital scare. So I'm just gonna take you through what exactly happened with that, just so in case anyone else is in the same boat, you kind of know what to expect, and then the care and monitoring that I need moving forward following that pregnancy complication. So you may have seen up on my channel, I have been sharing bits and pieces about how I've been going throughout the first and second trimester. If you haven't, have a look at those videos. Overall, I have felt like I have had a very good first and second trimester. I haven't had very many complications and everything had been running quite smoothly. So just to take you through what happened, I was around 9:30 at night and I was just sitting working away on my laptop. Decided it was time to have a shower and get into bed, and as I stood up I did feel some fluid, and I thought, okay, that feels different to usual, so I went straight to the bathroom to check out what was going on. And then when I was there, I guess you could say a little bit of panic started to happen. There was some blood and some fluid, which was obviously quite scary, and I was very worried that I was going to go into labor or something was wrong with the babies. My husband and I frantically got ready to go to the hospital, and made our way there. Packed up as much stuff as we could without really thinking too much about it. Just had to literally throw some stuff in a suitcase. I hadn't packed my hospital bag just yet. I was trying to wait till the 30-week mark. I don't know why, I just had always had in my mind that I was gonna pack it at that point. So yeah, just 1 week shy of that. But I was pretty close to packing it. But anyways, it didn't happen. So yeah, made our way to the hospital. The obstetricians and the doctors got to me very quickly, luckily. The level of care as well, like for babies at hospitals, is just absolutely insane. It's so good. Everyone is so concerned about babies, as they should be. But yeah, it's just it's nice to see that they are put on such a pedestal and taken such thorough care. When you're in the hospital and even outside of the hospital, everyone's always concerned about the babies. When we were there, the doctors and nurses were wondering what was going on, explained to them what had happened. At that point, I was still having some blood, not a lot, but a little bit of blood. No more fluid, no more other fluid like water or whatever. So that was a positive, I thought. And the blood was not increasing either. It was sort of like tapering off a bit, which was also good. The doctors had to do a number of tests. So firstly, the midwives as well, they were doing tests. Everyone was doing tests at the same time. They came and did a monitor trace of the babies, made sure that the hearts were beating okay, and everything was looking good in that sense. Babies were moving and active and that kind of thing. The obstetricians then did an internal check just to make sure, or they wanted to try and find where the bleeding was coming from, and also they ran another test at the same time as that. When they did the tests, one of them that they were looking into, it's called PPROM, so it's preterm premature rupture of membrane. So that one came back positive. To give you a bit more information what that is, it's pretty much when your waters, it wasn't a break, it was a rupture of the water membrane. So that happened, it was coming back positive for that. At that point, the doctors did tell me that they started preparing me, I guess, for the worst, and just saying that 80% of women go into labor after testing positive for that, which was quite scary because it would have meant very premature babies. Not very premature, but premature, 29 weeks. You know, it's not, they said to me it's not the absolute worst, but it's still not ideal. Every day that they can stay in you is obviously a positive. So with all that happening, they were trying to prepare me for that, just in case that were to happen. At the same time, I didn't have any pain, I didn't have any contractions, and I was quite hopeful that the babies wanted to stay in. I did feel like that they did want to stay in, and that it was just sort of a little hiccup along the way. I had to start on steroid injections. So The steroid injections help with mature the baby's lungs by about a week, they said. I had to have 2 doses of that within a 24-hour period. And I don't know if you've ever had a steroid injection before, but oh my goodness, they hurt. They hurt so much. Yeah, probably the worst injection I've ever had, that's for sure. So yeah, straight into my thigh muscles, one on each leg. And yeah, it's more like the pain after they inject you. Like it hurts going in, but then after you just like, you feel like you've got like a dead leg. Anyways, that was the steroid injections. I've never had so many needles before in my life. They obviously take bloods constantly as well throughout your hospital stay. And then they also had to start putting me on antibiotics. Those ones were straight into the system along with oral ones as well. And so the antibiotics are pretty much to decrease your chances of infection. So what happens if you have a water break is that the babies are more prone to getting an infection of some sort because it doesn't have that full protective membrane looking after them. They were just trying to pretty much do everything that they could think of to make sure that babies will stay healthy if they were to come out, or if I were to go into labor, they'd have the best chance once they had arrived. So I had to stay in hospital for 3 nights for monitoring, making sure that I didn't go into labor, and then having all of those different tests daily, making sure the babies were being monitored. So yeah, every day, multiple times a day, they would do a trace to check the babies. I also had an ultrasound as well to check the fluid in the sac to make sure that they had enough still, which they did, thank goodness. Pretty much I just had to wait, we just had to wait it out and hope for the best. Thank goodness that everything went as positively as possible. It was a good outcome. And then at the end of day 3, they asked me if I wanted to go home, and I said yes, just because at that point I wasn't getting very good rest in the hospital, only because of all the tests and everything. I was literally getting someone come in or do a test or something every couple of hours, so it was quite tiring. But you know, I'm sure it's just all prep for when the babies are here. So yeah, it was really, really good to go home. But then following that, now because that has happened, I do have a lot more tests that I need to have every week, and the hospital's put me on a bit of a plan. So now I have bi-weekly, so 2 times a week, the midwives come to the house here, check on the babies and take my blood, make sure that's all looking good, and making sure their heartbeats are all good and that they're moving and all those sorts of things. They also check me for infections. So yeah, that's twice a week. And then I have every 2 weeks a growth and wellbeing scan for the twins. So they have said that they can't really do it too much shorter than that because they like to see the actual growth. And then on the other week that I'm not getting the growth and wellbeing scan, I get another scan, and that is just to check the blood flow through the placenta to the babies, making sure that's all good, their heartbeats are all good, and that kind of thing. As I said, did start the 3rd trimester with a bit of a bang, but just wanted to kind of share with you what might happen if you might test positive for the PPROM or have your waters rupture throughout your pregnancy. Apparently it's more common for multiples, and now the doctors and obstetricians have said that obviously they're going to monitor everything very closely. There is still a chance of me going into labor a little bit earlier than full term, just given what's happened. It is also possible for me to not go into labor early. So I just need to kind of rest and take it easy, look after myself, try and keep these babies in for as long as possible. So yeah, I do hope that this video has given you a bit more information about what you could expect or what might happen if you do have your water rupture, one of your waters rupture a little bit early. Another thing to note is that now, because the water, that membrane has broken, I'm not allowed to do things like swimming, for example. I'm not allowed to go to a pool, not allowed to have baths, and not allowed to be in the ocean, just because it can increase your chances of infection. So it is just something to keep in the back of your mind, obviously not do for the last part of the pregnancy. So I'll leave it there, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Wish me luck in the last bit of the pregnancy. I'm on the home stretch now for sure. Give you a little tummy update. See, getting very big now. But yeah, there's only really less than a couple months to go. So thank you for being here. If you do like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell as well, because I have a new video coming out every single week. Thanks again, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.